we're going to dive into a really flowy, intuitive reading. Something a little different, but definitely potent and full of insights. This one feels especially for a specific divine feminine who's navigating some very unique energies right now. As an announcement, we have just launched our Patreon and YouTube membership platform. Please subscribe as new content and features will be added in the coming weeks. Thank you to our current supporters, and I will be reaching out to you individually in the coming weeks. Oh, I'm feeling the vibes already. Lots of shifting dynamics and some deep karmic lessons coming through. It's like the universe is calling you to step into your power, to see things as they really are, and to reclaim your space with clarity and confidence. And also, I forgot to mention, today, we're going to dive deep using the energy oracle cards to uncover the messages that are coming through for us. These cards have a way of revealing hidden truths and guiding us through the energetic waves we're currently navigating. So, if you're feeling called, stay with me as we explore this reading together. I have another channeled message that came through with a lot of clarity, and this one is quite specific. It might resonate deeply with some of you, while for others it might not quite hit home, and that's okay. Trust what feels right for you. Now let's dive into this. I'm tuning into a very tricky masculine energy today, a very sneaky soul. What's coming through strongly is that there's a deep connection here, one that might have felt like soulmates at one point. Perhaps in the past, you were intertwined with this masculine energy, feeling that profound, unexplainable bond. But I sense that your perspective on this connection has shifted recently. Maybe you've started to feel yourself moving away, detaching from this energy. I'm not entirely certain where you are on this timeline, whether you're just beginning to recognize this shift, or if you're already well on your way out of this energy's influence. What's clear, though, is that there are layers to this story. Messages are coming through that span across the 3D, events happening right here and now in your physical reality, and yet, there's a powerful energetic undercurrent feeding into those events. This current flows from the spiritual side, reaching back through past lives, weaving through old karmic patterns. These are energies that you can still feel lingering in your space, like echoes of the past, still reverberating in your present. It's almost as if this sneaky energy from the past is still playing out, subtly influencing the now, reminding you of lessons learned and perhaps still to be learned. Now, this is interesting. There's a strong past life energy between you and this masculine. What's coming through so clearly is a pattern, a karmic loop that seems to have repeated itself over multiple lifetimes. It's as if in each incarnation, this masculine energy has taken on the role of the backbiter, the betrayer, the one who moves in the shadows. But here's the twist. He doesn't see himself as sneaky. In his mind, he's the strategist, the one who's always a step ahead, always believing he can't lose. There's this air of unshakable confidence around him, a belief that he's playing the perfect game. But let's be honest, this pattern of betrayal, of thinking he can outmaneuver everyone, has deep roots. I'm feeling it began 3 or 4 lifetimes ago. It's like he stumbled upon this realization that he could sneak around, play both sides, and somehow still come out on top, having his cake and eating it too. And at some point along his soul's journey, this became more valuable to him than his spiritual growth, more important than being true and good to the soulmate connections in his life, not just with you, but with other soulmates he's crossed paths with as well. I'm going to start by shuffling my energy oracle cards here to tune into the energy surrounding this reading. Let's see what Spirit wants to bring forward today. And here we go. The Deceit card has come out. This is telling us everything we need to know about the energies we're dealing with right now. This masculine has surrounded himself with a group of betrayers, and in doing so, he's become one himself. He's deeply entangled in a very karmic soul group, friends, siblings, maybe even children, all carrying heavy karmic energy. I'm picking up strong Gemini energy here, a sign that can often mirror dualities, and this karmic web around him seems to amplify that. There's a sense that he's caught in these complex karmic situations, which makes it all the more difficult for him to see clearly or break free. He may even have karmic debts he needs to repay, possibly even to children, which adds another layer of challenge to his journey. But remember, it wasn't always like this. There was a time when his energy was different, more aligned with his true self, and you can still feel the remnants of that. On a soul level, the memory of who he was to you, or who he is meant to be, lingers, and it creates confusion. It's like a haunting whisper of a different time, pulling at your heartstrings, making it hard to see things for what they truly are. What's especially painful is this underlying energetic knowing, this sense that he deliberately keeps you where he wants you. There's a calculated effort here to keep you in the lurch, in a blind spot, hidden from the truth. This masculine is very strategic about maintaining control, about keeping you guessing and unsure. Okay, and I'm getting the hostilities card showing up here. So what I'm sensing here is that this betrayal is definitely coming from him. But here's the twist. He's playing a deeper game. He's counting on you to associate that betrayal energy with 3 other people around you, rather than recognizing it as coming directly from him. I think this might be something that has played out in the past as well. There's a thick, murky layer of confusion between you and him, almost like a veil that keeps you from seeing his actions clearly. On a karmic level, what's really happening is that you've been surrounded by this dense, negative energy, and it's very much tied to a particular friend group. I'm seeing about 5 people who are positioned behind you. They've been neutralized, almost like they're in a state of limbo. These are individuals who, under different circumstances, would rush to your aid, who have a natural inclination to support you. But right now, they're caught in a web of karmic interference, possibly because of lies, gossip, or misleading narratives being spread around you. These karmic energies are muddying the waters, making it hard for them to see the truth or to know how to act. They're confused, unsure of what to believe, and because of that, they're hesitant to step in or stand up for you. It's as if they feel they're caught in a battle they can't win, a situation where taking sides could only bring more conflict. Now, I'm getting something interesting here. What's coming through clearly is that there are people in your circle, good people, genuine friends who would stand up for you in a heartbeat. They want to protect you, to have your back, but they feel stuck. There's a sense that they would face significant challenges if they did, or perhaps they don't feel they have the full truth of what's happening here. This uncertainty has them in a sort of holding pattern, neutralized by confusion and fear of stepping into a conflict they don't fully understand. Then there are these three other individuals. Two of them seem tightly aligned, almost like they're operating in lockstep, while the third one sits slightly apart, someone you might interact with more frequently. These three are the active betrayers in your midst. They're aligned with this masculine, playing their part in his games, and he believes he's moving so cleverly in the shadows that you can't see the truth of their actions. He thinks he's outmaneuvering you, keeping you in the dark, and maintaining his hold over you through their deceit. I'm hearing that you might have felt like kids together, just goofing around, sharing lighthearted moments, and having those deep, meandering conversations that seem to flow so easily. It's like there was a carefree, almost innocent energy between the two of you at times. But here's what's crucial to understand. This masculine is two-faced, and so are the friends he surrounded himself with. There's a lot of duplicity in the energy around you, and it's not by accident. This masculine has deliberately placed these two-faced energies strategically around you. On a soul level, it's so important for you to recognize this, because staying connected to this masculine energy puts you at risk. It leaves you vulnerable to manipulation and deceit. He moves away from you, and in doing so, he thinks he's put you in a weakened position. To him, this is a kind of wish fulfillment, a strategic advantage. He believes that by distancing himself, he's somehow gaining the upper hand, leaving you exposed and unsure. But what he doesn't realize is that he's left you wide open, not just to his own games, but to the intentions of others who may not have your best interests at heart. There's a particularly troubling energy here, someone who perhaps sees you as a trophy or a conquest. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing the word trophy here. I'm sensing that this masculine has been trying to initiate some kind of new beginning, perhaps financially or in his career. He's been pouring his focus and energy into this endeavor, but it seems like things aren't really taking off the way he hoped. He's starting to feel discouraged, and that frustration is feeding into this crossroads moment you're both experiencing right now. I call it a crossroads because this is where his path and yours are diverging in a significant way. In his mind, he's still thinking strategically, believing he can maintain a double life, compartmentalizing his emotions, his actions, and his plans. He's convinced he can keep you in a certain state of unknowing or uncertainty while he goes off to pursue whatever it is he's focused on. It's almost like he thinks he can keep everything separate, neatly tucked away, so that his actions in one area of his life won't spill over into another. I'm hearing, what you don't know won't affect his plan. Or maybe it's more like, what you don't know won't hurt you. But there's a selfishness to this logic, a lack of genuine concern for how his actions might truly affect you. It's not about protecting your feelings. It's about protecting his own interests, his own ability to move freely without the weight of accountability. He believes he can have it both ways, keep you in the dark and carry on with whatever he's doing elsewhere. But life doesn't work like that. Energies are interconnected, and you can't truly separate one aspect of yourself from another without consequences. Okay, now I'm getting that this masculine is completely shut down when it comes to his heart space. There's so much love he holds for you, love that he hasn't accessed, that he can't fully embrace because you're his soulmate. It's as if he's intentionally put up a wall around his heart, and this is something that dates back to a past life. When he stumbled or fell in a previous incarnation, he chose to shut down his heart rather than face the pain and the damage he caused. He didn't want to acknowledge the hurt, so he decided to compartmentalize his emotions. It's like he chose to distance himself, to run away from the truth of his actions. He may have even physically moved to another place, trying to live his life as if he could just leave all the emotional baggage behind. I'm sensing that this pattern is repeating in this lifetime. He's distancing himself again, trying to distract himself with new plans, schemes, or whatever else he thinks might help him avoid dealing with the deeper emotional truths. It's a cycle of avoidance, where instead of facing his feelings and the consequences of his actions, he chooses to disconnect, both from his own heart and from you. Okay, yes, I'm getting a strong sense of what's going on here. It feels like this masculine is convinced that you're blocked off from seeing his true intentions, that you don't see the betrayal happening right in front of you. He's moving very stealthily around a relationship, almost like he's playing a game. And it's coming through that he wants to offer his version of the Caring Connections card, which represents a bond or emotional offer to someone from his past. But here's where it gets complicated. He also wants to offer you this Caring Connections energy, but not fully, not openly. He doesn't want you to see the depth of this offer or the real emotion behind it. He's trying to maneuver around this, strategizing his way through it, rather than being honest and straightforward. Again, this is very tangled, very karmic energy at play. What I'm picking up is that instead of offering this Caring Connections card to you in a genuine, heartfelt way, he's looking to give it to someone from his past, but in a calculated, strategic manner. There's no real, authentic emotion behind it. It's more about keeping his options open or playing his cards in a way that serves his interests. The reason things ended, or why things might be on shaky ground, is becoming clearer now. It's because the foundation was unhealthy, possibly even abusive. There's a sneaky, manipulative energy behind it all. Betrayal, hidden motives, and a lack of balance or fairness. It's as if he's been operating in a space where there's unequal give and take, always trying to get more than he's willing to give. For some of you, there might have been a situation where money was exchanged between these two, possibly as part of a planned or orchestrated relationship. It could have involved payments to keep certain truths hidden, like a secret pregnancy or the real reason something came to an end. There might have even been money exchanged to avoid legal issues from surfacing. Despite all of this, this masculine seems to think he can't lose by going back to this situation. I'm sensing a strong scorpionic energy here, which often points to hidden agendas, power struggles, or intense emotional undercurrents. It feels like this is a very negative situation, one that he knows he needs to extract himself from. He might have recognized this need to get out in the past, but it seems he believes there's still something to gain by returning, whether it's money, a chance to reinvent himself, or to elevate his status in some way. And I'm hearing that you might not have thought about this masculine for a while, but somehow he's reappeared on your radar. It seems like he left you surrounded by some very negative influences, but despite that, your deepest wish was for a fresh start, something solid and secure, symbolized here by the Ace of Pentacles. You're the builder, always have been. You crave stability and don't mind starting from scratch, as long as what you're building is truly yours and has strong, healthy boundaries. It feels like I'm describing you perfectly here. You're willing to accept that he might not have much to offer, but that's only as long as he's truly yours and capable of setting and maintaining those strong boundaries, which, let's be honest, wasn't the case in the past. Because of your soulmate connection with this masculine, this situation must have been confusing for you. Your wish was simple, a new beginning where you could feel safe with him and build something meaningful together. But that foundation requires honesty, commitment, and stability, things that have been lacking. But I feel like you had to come to terms with the fact that this was just not going to happen. He's no longer in that energy. He's not the person he once was. He's really fallen in his energy and has been playing games with you, trying to manipulate you. He even aligned himself with people who were clearly your enemies, surrounding you with negativity. I'm hearing now that a real man would have stepped in to protect you from that kind of energy. Actually, I'm picking up on a new energy coming into your life, someone who could be a fire sign. I'm seeing the King of Wands here, someone confident, a natural leader, self-assured, and perhaps someone who has faced disrespect in their own past. I'm also seeing the King of Swords, represented by the hawk, a symbol of sharp vision and decisiveness. It feels like this new energy is coming in for you. And if this old masculine isn't going to step up and be what you need, then this new energy will fulfill that role. He had his chance to be that person, but he missed it. You've been nurturing a new dream, a vision of moving away from being disrespected, and this desire has only grown stronger as a result of his actions. His attempt to leave you feeling vulnerable has backfired. He surrounded you with 3 negative influences, fully aware of their nature, when he should have stood up against them. I keep hearing this presence, maybe a grandfather figure, expressing frustration, almost like he's shaking his head at the old masculine's weakness, saying, "A real man wouldn't act this way." This energy is fiercely protective, almost like he's watching over you and guiding you towards someone who will truly value and respect you. He also might have had striking brown eyes, and I'm getting the name John here for some strange reason. But I'm going to move on from it. Yeah, I'm getting a strong sense here, almost like a firm voice coming through saying, "That's not how we raise men in this family. No, we don't. We raise them to stand tall, to take action, to do what needs to be done." This energy is clearly disappointed with how things have played out. The truth is, he didn't protect you like he should have. Instead, he tried to use your vulnerability to his advantage, leaving you wide open to all kinds of negativity. But from that place of pain, something new started to bloom within you, a dream. A dream where you are truly cared for and safe. You've never asked for much in terms of material wealth. Your dreams have always been simple, rooted in a desire for security, stability, and respect. You envisioned a life where you could have a solid foundation, where you're cherished and respected, and if there were to be a man in your life, he would be someone who could be that safe, supportive presence, providing that soft place to land when you need it most. It's not about luxuries or grand gestures. It's about the feeling of being safe and secure, knowing someone truly has your back. And that's what you're moving toward now, manifesting a reality where your needs are honored, where your heart feels at peace, and where you're no longer left open to the games of others. I'm sensing that you're really just over it at this point. This whole situation feels like it's deeply rooted, stretching back across past lives. It's this masculine energy that has either surrounded you with this negativity or has simply allowed it to persist, which is why you found yourself in a space where you haven't been respected. I'm hearing that this masculine is going to be utterly and completely shocked the next time he sees you. He was expecting you to be exactly where he left you, insecure, alone, struggling with a negative self-image. He thought that the negativity he left you in would wear you down, making you vulnerable enough for him to slide back into your life. That was his plan, his wish fulfillment, to come back in and offer you something that's far less than you deserve, thinking you'd be grateful for any scrap of attention or affection he throws your way. In his mind, he's been working out this double life, thinking he can go off and get some money from someone he believes he's outsmarting. He's convinced that he can then return to you with this so-called offering, what's coming through as a small ace of pentacles. But this isn't a grand gesture or a substantial commitment. It's more like a tiny cottage, a token, something small and inadequate. And then he's planning to follow that up with an offer of passion, thinking that'll be enough to win you over, expecting you to be overjoyed because he assumes you've been sitting in misery and would take anything he gives. But he's got it all wrong. You're not where he left you. You've grown stronger, more confident, and you're no longer willing to settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. His plan is going to backfire because you're standing in your power now, and you won't be fooled by his half-hearted offers or his attempts to manipulate you back into his life. Okay, I'm pulling in the Broken Heart card from the Energy Oracle deck, and it aligns perfectly with what's coming through here. This man was completely fine letting you sit in a state of pain and confusion, and that speaks volumes about who he is now. You've had a chance to see this clearly, to understand his true nature. It's sad, really, because I don't think he was always this way. But the reality is, you have to confront who he is now. A fallen masculine, deeply entrenched in karmic patterns. He's caught up in his own cycles, and that's something he's going to have to face. What's playing out here is a powerful shift. When he looks into your space now, he's going to see that you've moved on, potentially with someone who embodies that caring connections energy, someone who represents a true Two of Cups connection. This new energy feels like a real partnership, someone who stands by your side and respects your boundaries. I'm getting a strong sense of the King of Swords here, sharp, decisive, and fiercely protective. I can almost hear the screech of the hawk, symbolizing clarity, vigilance, and a no-nonsense approach to guarding what is his. You're stepping into a space where you're no longer willing to tolerate anything less than you deserve. You've set clear boundaries, and you've attracted a partnership that honors them. This masculine is going to have to witness this transformation from a distance, realizing that he's no longer a part of your narrative. I'm sensing that he's going to have a moment of realization, because remember, he's going to try to pop back into your life, expecting you to be where he left you. Instead, he's going to find you completely at peace. You've given yourself so much more than he ever thought to offer you, and your whole world is thriving. For some of you, he might even see his own wish fulfillment right there in your life, something he once dreamed of. Perhaps even someone on your arm who embodies that dream. While he's been so busy scheming and chasing after shadows, he hasn't tended to his heart space at all. This is a man who doesn't truly know what he wants. He's lost his vision and is now scrambling, trying to grab at whatever bits of energy he can, other people's money, a little power here and there. He's stuck in this betrayal energy, strategizing rather than living authentically. He's become so fixated on this empty pursuit, not realizing that it's not fulfilling, not sustaining. It's not the energy of a builder, someone who creates a lasting foundation. He's surrounded himself with karmic influences, people who are two-faced, who have no loyalty to him. There's a strong two-faced energy coming through, almost like that duality of Gemini. People who might be socially skilled, but are playing both sides. They're making sure he doesn't get what he thinks he's entitled to. I'm hearing that phrase, violent means lead to violent ends, suggesting that his actions are going to lead to a tough reckoning. He's underestimated the people he's dealing with, signing contracts or making deals that are not in his favor. It's going to be quite challenging for him to extricate himself from the mess he's created. The reality is, he's trapped himself in a situation where he's surrounded by betrayal and deceit, and he's going to have to face the consequences of his choices. I'm getting that he wanted you to view his offer, his cup, as the best possible one, the highest option you could choose. This man was even willing to let you face betrayal from people who were clearly unsafe to be around, and he didn't lift a finger to prevent it. He saw the betrayal coming. He had the power to stop it, but he chose not to. Instead, he wanted you to settle for his lowball offer, hoping you'd feel desperate enough to accept it. If this message resonates with you, I want you to see this clearly. This is not someone who is safe for you. He likes to present himself as your protector, your sword and shield, the one who stands by you. But in reality, he justifies his inaction by telling himself that things are unfolding as they should without taking any real responsibility. Now, I feel like it's his turn to face the consequences. He's followed his ego, clung to his strategies, and relied on this fractured energy. What I'm sensing is a blocked root chakra combined with an overactive mind. His mind tricks him into believing he's got everything under control, that he can predict every move and avoid any fallout. But life has a way of catching up. and it seems he's been living through a series of unintended consequences. That's what's coming through strongly here. He's experienced many tower moments, sudden disruptions that shake his foundation, and each one catches him off guard, though it really shouldn't anymore. This ignorance, or rather this refusal to see the truth, is part of his ego's defense mechanisms. There's a part of himself he's not willing to confront, the part that doubts he can make it on his own. He's afraid to try, afraid to be vulnerable, and he doesn't see vulnerability as a strength. Instead, he's built up these defenses, thinking he can strategize his way through life without ever truly opening up or facing his fears. Wow, this feels like a beautiful place to pause, doesn't it? I'm feeling such a powerful shift in the energy, and it seems like the messages have found their way exact to the message for today. I'm sensing you, a divine feminine, and I'm also sensing a wave of urgency, even though the energy feels light. It feels like there's something important that your person wants to convey. Something about themselves, your connection, or perhaps even about you. Today, I'll be using My Personal deck to delve deeply into their heart space and uncover what they are feeling and what they wish to communicate to you at this moment. Let's get started and see what messages come through. So, the first message I'm getting here is, I was testing you. Wow, this message is coming through with dual significance. The first insight I'm receiving is that when you initially connected with your person, they were already in the process of manifesting you, perhaps even subconsciously. It feels like your person was longing for a higher vibrational love, and you appeared in their life as a manifestation of their deepest desires. I'm sensing that there was a significant contrast between their past experiences and what they truly wanted. When you came into their journey, they were testing you, whether consciously or unconsciously, to see if you were the person they had been praying for. This testing phase was their way of discerning if you truly aligned with the love they had envisioned and manifested. As I tune deeper into this energy, I'm feeling that this test was not meant to judge you, but rather to understand the depth and authenticity of this connection. Your person needed to know if what they were feeling was real, if you were genuinely the one who could match their vibrational frequency and walk this path of higher love with them. Now let's pull another card to see what additional messages your person has for you. The next card we have here is, I miss the feel of you next to me. This longing is palpable. Your person deeply misses your presence, your touch, and the comfort that your energy brings. There's a sense of nostalgia, reminiscing about the moments you've shared, and the connection that feels irreplaceable. This card indicates that your person is yearning for a reconnection, not just physically, but on a soul level. They miss the way you make them feel, the sense of belonging and completeness that comes from being with you. Even if you are currently separated or going through challenges, this message reassures you that their feelings for you are strong and ever present. Additionally, I'm picking up on a very specific energy here. When it comes to love and relationships, your person felt like certain aspects just weren't doing it for them anymore. They craved someone who could be a safe haven, a person they could trust and open up to, with whom they could have clear, expressive communication. They needed someone who could share their emotions openly and honestly. It feels like you were passing every test they set for you. It's almost as if everything they desired was embodied in you. They began to put you through a series of tests, but there's more to this. I'm sensing they were projecting these tests onto you because they were the ones being tested. This might not resonate with everyone, but it's the energy I'm picking up. This dynamic created a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation within them. They realized they needed to step up, to match your level of emotional maturity and openness. It wasn't just about testing you. It was about both of you evolving together. Your presence in their life pushed them to become a better version of themselves, even if it meant facing uncomfortable truths and deep-seated fears. I'm sensing a very interesting energy here. It's almost as if they were testing you, but in reality, they were the ones being tested. They're now realizing that they failed some of the very tests they projected onto you. The next message coming through is, I can't hide from you. This card signifies a powerful truth. You challenged your person on many levels, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. When their actions didn't align with their words, you called them out, and this made them realize they couldn't conceal their true intentions from you. Now, the card that appears is the High Priestess. The High Priestess embodies intuition, mystery, and spiritual insight. This card tells me that your ability to see through your person's facade came from a place of deep inner knowing. You have an innate ability to perceive the truth and challenge illusions. It's almost as if your person had an awakening, realizing that you were exactly what they had been seeking all along. They desired a space where they could be transparent, where they didn't have to hide. Their subconscious had been yearning for someone who could understand them on a deeper level, someone who was spiritual, gentle, and non-combative. But when this wish was granted, it frightened them. It's one of those situations where you ask, beg, and pray for something, and when it finally arrives, you start to question it. Your person began to question if they deserved this love, if it was truly meant for them, and if they were good enough for it. They almost tricked themselves out of the very thing they wanted, which was you. At that time in their life, I'm hearing they were praying for a change, a safe space, a gentle soul, someone with a higher perspective on life and love. When you came into their life, they questioned it. They didn't outright reject it, but they doubted if it was real, if they deserved it. Now, I'm also hearing that your person wants you to know they can't hide from you. You saw right through them if you were challenging them, questioning them on certain things, or holding them accountable for their actions not aligning with their words. They want you to know that you were right. I'm getting the image of a poker face. Some of them even made you feel a bit crazy for calling them out, making it seem like you were off base when in reality you were spot on. Okay, the next card I'm getting here is the Tower card. The Tower card signifies that your person has been going through significant transformations, both spiritually and physically. There have been many shifts, and 2024, being a year of alignment, is about old structures falling away to make room for what we truly desire. This reading centers around this theme of alignment, letting go of the old and embracing the new. Your person is likely experiencing a lot behind the scenes, but this energy doesn't feel heavy. In fact, it feels like a sense of relief for them, as if they are unchaining themselves from things that have held them back for a long time. They might not be very expressive about these changes, but as the divine feminine, you can pick up on this energy. You may notice their energy becoming lighter, more expressive, and freer because they are undergoing major upgrades and shifts behind the scenes. They might not be ready to share everything with you just yet. I keep hearing the word complete, which suggests that your person wants to reach a certain level of completion or finish a particular task before revealing anything. They don't want to present something unfinished to you at this time. Wow, that's really standing out to me. The energy around this is very light, despite all that's happening behind the scenes. Your person feels a sense of freedom from whatever they're going through. It's like a weight being lifted off their shoulders. They are actively breaking old cycles and moving forward. Okay, I'm seeing the Fool card in the upright position. This card symbolizes new beginnings, taking risks, and stepping into the unknown with faith and optimism. Your person is making significant strides behind the scenes, embodying the energy of the Fool. There's this testy energy that your person felt towards you because you challenged them on so many levels. You challenged their energy, their thought forms, and their limiting beliefs. You made them want to risk everything. You have no idea how many shifts your person has undergone to bring you two together. You might perceive these changes as small tasks, but emotionally and mentally, they have had to shift so many ingrained mindsets and beliefs that they had been stuck in for years. They are taking considerable risks regarding this connection and moving towards you. Some of them are risking everything, letting go of things, people, and places in their lives that no longer serve them. I'm hearing that many of these elements were already past their expiration date, but your person was still holding on because it was comfortable. Okay, yeah. Your person no longer shares commonalities with these people, places, and things. It feels foreign to them now. They want you to know they're risking a lot to have this love with you, to build a life with you. The Fool card highlights the strategic risks your person is taking. They are carefully navigating their way through these changes, planning their steps to ensure they can create the best possible outcome for your relationship. They may not be sharing all these plans with you yet, but trust that they are working diligently behind the scenes, making sacrifices, and taking risks to align with the love they desire with you. I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles in the upright position. This card symbolizes balance, juggling multiple responsibilities, and the struggle to maintain equilibrium. I'm hearing that your person feels like they are existing in two places at once. On one hand, they have their day-to-day life in the 3D, dealing with mundane tasks and responsibilities. On the other hand, they are constantly drawn to this otherworldly connection with you, a highly spiritual being who occupies their heart space and calls to them on a deeper level. Your person is feeling exhausted from living this double life. They want to express, "I'm struggling without you. your energy is my anchor. Your presence feeds them positive energy, and when you are near, their energy soars. Divine Feminine, you have no idea how powerful your energy is. Your words manifest into reality, and your thoughts and vibrations are crucial, not just for your own life, but for this connection as well. You are the source of this higher octave of love. Your person is realizing that having you at a distance is no longer serving them. It's becoming increasingly difficult for them to navigate the 3D world with all its illusions without you by their side. You are their life partner, and this goes beyond a mere relationship. This is a higher octave of love. Your person is awakening to the fact that you are what they have always wanted. They understand now that they were being tested, not just testing you. It's as if the universe was seeing if they could recognize that what they prayed for was right in front of them. Many of them were afraid of this realization, but now they are ready to embrace it and go after what they truly desire. I'm also seeing the Strength card in the upright position. This card embodies courage, perseverance, and inner strength. Your person wants to say, please don't give up on me. I have this image of the divine masculine climbing uphill, striving to reach their peak, with the divine feminine standing at the top. They are trying so hard to become their greatest version, acknowledging that their life lacks passion and motivation without you. They have a higher calling, and you are an integral part of that journey. Your person is committed to overcoming the obstacles and challenges they face, driven by the realization that you are their true partner and source of higher love. They need your support and assurance that you will stand by them as they continue to grow and evolve towards you. Okay, I'm going to reshuffle the cards here. Please let me know in the comments if any of this resonates with you on a personal level. Now, I want to look into any external connections that might be sending you energy at this time. This could be romantic individuals from your past, present, or even future connections. It could also include friends, family members, acquaintances, and coworkers. As I shuffle, I'm focusing on the different energies surrounding you. It's important to consider all the influences in your life, as they can impact your emotional and spiritual journey. Whether these connections are supportive or challenging, they play a role in your growth and transformation. Let's see what the cards reveal about these external influences and how they might be affecting you. Here we have the card, I want to apologize, I need your forgiveness. Someone has been deeply contemplating coming forward with an apology. This person feels, you're worth more to me than I let on. Wow, this is powerful. I sense a strong father or grandfather energy for someone here. This presence is a very strong, caretaker, masculine energy. Someone older than you, either in their physical years or perhaps they have passed on, but were older in their incarnation. This message will not resonate with everyone and might only speak to a few, but it's profoundly meaningful for those it does. This fatherly or grandfatherly figure is coming through because whether they are currently incarnated with you or have passed on, they struggled to communicate their feelings in life. Their heart was closed off, and they found it difficult to show or express their love and affection. Yet, at this spirit level, they want to convey that you are their world, that you mean so much to them. They are cheering for you, whether in spirit or internally. If you are out of contact with this person in the physical world, they want you to know they are proud of you and admire you deeply, even if they struggled to express it. This figure understands if there is distance between you and them, and they are not necessarily asking you to close that gap if you are not ready. They simply want to let you know that in spirit, they support you on your spiritual path and are apologizing for not being better at expressing their feelings. This person is likely someone of few words, straightforward, and not one for fancy language. Wow, this is interesting. I'm seeing the King of Cups in the upright position. This card represents emotional balance, compassion, and a mature, nurturing male figure. It confirms the presence of this fatherly energy who, despite their struggles with emotional expression, holds deep, abiding love and compassion for you. They may have had difficulty showing their feelings, but their love for you is strong and unwavering. They seek your forgiveness and want you to know they are always there for you, supporting you from the spirit realm or from afar in the physical world. This might be someone who's either been in touch with you through calls, texts, or messages, or someone who wants to establish a more steady line of communication. They yearn for consistent interaction between the two of you, whether or not there is any currently. Interestingly, my phone lit up with a message just as I was channeling this, which feels like a strong confirmation. This person struggles to express themselves due to a lot of internal fears, creating a blockage in their throat chakra. You've likely seen fleeting glimpses of their true feelings in brief, unguarded moments. I keep hearing, "I almost held your hand," suggesting they might have almost reached out to you physically or emotionally in an impulsive moment of vulnerability. There seems to be some kind of barrier or complication, perhaps professional, relational, or cultural, that makes openly expressing these feelings difficult. Maybe one of you is already in a relationship, or there are professional boundaries that make this connection seem inappropriate. This person is deeply afraid of how easily you evoke their emotional and vulnerable side, fearing they might act impulsively because of the intensity of their feelings. They long for more consistent communication and are likely trying to find a way to deepen your connection, despite their anxieties. They are enchanted by how you draw out their vulnerability, even though it scares them. Their feelings are sincere, and they are working through their fears to connect with you on a deeper level. Now, I'm picking up a significant shift in energy with the karmic partner reversed and romance reversed. This message is especially relevant for those identifying as the divine feminine, implying a masculine energy counterpart. Your person is currently entangled in a karmic situation. This could be a job, life circumstance, addiction, behavior pattern, or relationship. While it doesn't have to be a person, for many, it appears to be a relationship. They are in the process of deciding what to do about this karmic connection, which is devoid of passion. If it is a relationship, the romance has completely dissipated. They feel isolated, even when they are with this person. And this isolation intensifies their thoughts of you because you made them feel so seen and understood. Despite the time that has passed since your last communication, what they can't shake is the profound sense of being truly seen in your presence. This memory is becoming a pivotal point of reflection for them. I'm seeing the Hanged Man in the upright position, which signifies a period of suspension, contemplation, and gaining a new perspective. This card suggests that your person is in a state of limbo, reflecting deeply on their current situation and their connection with you. The Hanged Man's energy emphasizes the importance of this pause, as it allows them to see things from a different angle. They are starting to recognize the delusion in staying with a karmic partner or situation that lacks passion and romance. This realization is making them question their previous decisions. Ironically, they also feel a sense of disbelief about the depth of their connection with you, especially if there has been little to no communication. For some of you, this lack of physical interaction makes their feelings even more confusing, as they continue to feel a strong emotional and spiritual pull towards you. The Hanged Man also highlights the sacrifices they feel they need to make. They are beginning to understand that staying in their current situation means sacrificing their own happiness and fulfillment. This is particularly evident when they compare their current reality with the deep connection they felt with you. They are beginning to see that their current life lacks the depth and meaning that your presence brought them. Now I'm getting something interesting here. The mirroring card here suggests a twin flame connection, as it indicates a profound reflection of energies between you and your person. We also have the cards symbolizing marriage, partnership, and commitment. This brings an interesting dynamic into focus and reconfirms what I was seeing earlier. Yes, if your person is currently with a karmic partner, this individual is seeking a higher level of commitment despite the evident lack of romance in their relationship. If they are married, the karmic partner desires a more solid and stable marriage. If they are in a relationship, they might be pushing for a proposal, yearning for the relationship to evolve into marriage. They want more commitment and stability from your person. I'm hearing they are telling their karmic partner that they are not the marriage type if they are dating, or making excuses for not offering more stability if they are already married. The truth which they are beginning to realize is that the reason they can't offer more commitment is because they are in love with you. This realization is becoming clearer to them as they compare their feelings for you with their current situation. The way you made them feel so seen and understood is starkly contrasting with how they feel in their karmic relationship. These mental comparisons are forcing them to acknowledge that they cannot find long-term happiness and fulfillment with their karmic partner. Additionally, I'm also seeing the Lover's card in the upright position. The Lover's card represents love, harmony, and choices. This card underscores the intensity of their feelings for you and the deep connection you share. It also highlights the choice they face between staying in an unfulfilling karmic relationship and pursuing a deeper, more meaningful connection with you. The Lover's card emphasizes the significant decision your person needs to make. Their heart is with you, and they are beginning to realize that their current relationship cannot provide the emotional depth and fulfillment they seek. The mirroring of energies between you and your person is drawing them closer to acknowledging the truth of their feelings. This seems like a beautiful place to close the reading. The energy and insights we've uncovered highlight an interesting journey of self-discovery and transformation for your person. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. If this reading resonated with you,